All right, let's see if we can win some games tonight. How's everyone doing tonight? Camera's a little off. I think the sand is fine. We'll throw concealed courtyard away, probably. Oh my god. Alright, we're not starting off strong today. Probably the nurturing pixie. Start with misclicks already. Let's go. Let's go ahead and beat down here. We're going to go ahead and put 2 counters on this to kind of keep the pressure on. Pass. We'll sneak in an ND tracker here on their end step, or try to. So if they're on an actual control list. Actual blue-white control. Let's go ahead and start with a map token. This town ain't big enough is reasonable. So we can put both of our creatures out of range of Elspeth's Smite here, which I think we want to do. Hope they don't have temporary lockdown. Or Day of Judgment. That is a reasonable Magic card as well. Oh, that's annoying. Oh my goodness. Tapping the auto tapper. Need to be a little more careful here. The auto tapper is the bane of this kind of a deck. So many one mana plays. Not a great draw. Let's play this and just pick back up. This town ain't big enough. Founding the third path. That's interesting. Gonna copy Get Lost and tag our Storm Chaser's talent. Makes sense. The Mystic Scavenger. What do we want to do here? We're definitely stacking our map tokens on our Otter, I think. Concealed Courtyard is not a very powerful draw step. Storm Chaser's talent's reasonable. Go ahead and keep that. We'll run this out here. We have this town big enough to pick it back up if we need to, but we need more threats in play with this Jace out there. And Jace is locking down one of our cards each turn. I'm assuming they have another Wrath. I'm guessing they're playing Sunfall as well as Day of Judgment. There's the Sunfall. Don't think it's worth picking up our Optimistic Scavenger here. As much as I'd really like to. I think that's a waste of our... This town ain't big enough. Yeah, that's probably the end of it. Really hoping to just draw into some Hopeless Nightmares and try to burn them out from there, but that'll probably do it for sure. Here we definitely want Duress, Negates. The Nowhere to Runs are not very good. Kaitos are good. Shard Mage Rescue is fine. It's not amazing. Probably trim on a Pixie. Probably trim on a Fear of Isolation, actually. This hand is fine. We have turn 2 Nashi, turn 1 Duress. It seems pretty reasonable. I do like Nashi a lot. I think we're just taking Not on My Watch. Left card on top. Probably another removal spell. Maybe not. Unless an Elspeth Smite, that'd be pretty brutal. I think we're just attacking. Does a counter on the Scavenger. Grab a card from their hand. I'm assuming you'll just be a Demolition Field, but... Oh, the man land. That's interesting. Must want to make sure they have untapped lands for 3 and 4. Oh, Kaito, you'd be so good if we could cast you. Oh, all my lands are going in the trash can. I think we're just supposed to pass and hold up. This town ain't big enough. I don't think putting another threat into play with them showing us Day of Judgment last game is a good idea. Alright, third land is great. I'd like to attack. Let's go ahead and shove this into play and pick up our Optimistic Scavenger. Pick up Storm Chaser's talent. I think I'm just embleming. Nashi's also a ninja, which is sick. That's exactly what it's saying. It's like, you don't need lands. You got 2. You're fine. Why would you ever need any lands? You didn't want to actually play the game, did you? Let's start with an Optimistic Scavenger. See what opponent has to say about that. Emblem our Kaito. Attack for... That was not the correct choice. That's okay. We could have killed him there, because now if they have a counterspell, they can counter our Hopeless Nightmare and we don't kill him. I think we probably just pass here. It doesn't matter too much. We're in like an incredibly good spot here, but we should have played Hopeless Nightmare and then Storm Chaser's Talent hit him for exactly lethal. Yeah, exactly. We just want the spells, right? Spells are more fun than drawing lands, right? I'm sure later today we'll be very upset that we drew too many lands. It's kind of what happened game one, so. I think we've got ourselves in a good position for this game, this next game. I like it. Sand seems pretty decent. We have turn 1 talent, turn 2 silent hall creeper into holding up negate with a hopeless nightmare. I think I like that. We found our white source too. Beautiful. I do love this Storm Chaser's talent card. Card's pretty sick. Okay, so we're definitely attacking. I think we're also definitely casting. We're definitely casting Hopeless Nightmare this turn, I think. I don't think we're shoving the Entity Tracker into play on their end step regardless. So I think we just want to cast this before we attack, get that extra point in. That's fine. You gain your 6 life. Beat Stick. Turn this into a 3/3. This is just a plains, right? We got that. So probably want to play second blue source. Gotta be careful with those verges. Oh, Kaito, hello. I don't think I just want to cast my Kaito. It seems bad. Alright. The gain life draw card is a little annoying. Ooh. Missing land drop, huh? We've got 6 spells in their hand. Do we want to test our fate with an Entity Tracker here? I don't think we do. I think we're just shoving a Kaito into play. I guess we get Entity Tracker. It's going to die almost assuredly. And then Kaito can definitely make it through. Let's try that. Okay. Now we for sure get to smack him with the Kaito and draw a card from that. Fortunately, I think we're picking our otter up. I don't really want to lose. I mean, this is going to force me to copy another creature, though. Might be better to just pick up the hall creeper. Yeah, let's pick up the hall creeper. I think we do this, and then if they wrath us, that's fine. So we have a Kaito on the backswing. The only thing that'd be really annoying is if they had Get Lost for our Kaito. I have another Union of the Third Path. Hello, Nashi. What are you doing on this fine evening? Kaito put such a good clock onto people. I love that card. That's fine. Hall Creeper can die. Do you think we're drawing a card here? Honestly, both of those are fine. So we can get a few more threats into play this turn and still hold up negate, which is nice. Tag a card out of their hand, force them to try to wrath this turn, and we can negate their negate the Wrath and swing in for a pretty good amount of damage here. Yes, definitely going to have to deal 40 damage, but that's okay, because we can. This deck does turn the corner pretty quick and attack pretty well. I like this version quite a bit better than the normal Pixie deck. They are quitters. They're like, you know what? That negate was good enough. That was basically a 40 damage burn spell. I'll take it. We need...
Or should I do purple? Purple in the base too.
I'll just do blue.
Okay.
That's right. If you're not there for the sitting for the entire game, then why are you even playing Control? I think this hand's fine. It's kind of sad we don't have any of our one-mana enchantments, but double Nashi is pretty good. Because our first Nashi is going to die. Nashi always dies. That last game was the most I've ever hit anyone with a Nashi. By a lot. Nashi's always got to die. So incredibly rude. A nowhere to run would be a heck of a draw. I'm assuming this one is also going to get shot by the lightning. A nowhere to run would be just the best possible draw. Yes! Don't even know if it's good enough, but it was definitely the best draw. Really nice if we would have drawn a blue source that didn't hurt us. We've definitely dealt ourselves quite a bit of damage. I think that's the third point of damage we've dealt ourselves because of our lands. Gave him a free lightning bolt. I hate that card. Well, I'm not blocking. Well, that shows they don't have Monstrous Rage in their hand, at least. So we have nowhere to run the Screaming Nemesis, Pixie back up the nowhere to run, and we can nowhere to run the Hired Claw, probably. I don't think we can attack yet, though, which is a little awkward. Yeah, the mana is painful, but unfortunately you have to play the painful mana, because you have to be able to cast your spells. And this deck, the mana base in this deck is not great. I don't think we can attack yet. Yeah, I do like the Esper decks quite a bit. I should have nowhere to run before combat. That was a mistake. That's all right. We're going to double block the Monastery Slow Sphere. If they drew a Monstrous Rage, it would suck real bad. But at least we would have like a clean board. I don't think we would take one, I think. Nowhere to run doesn't, or the Hired Claw doesn't get saved by a Monstrous Rage here. Because we made sure to wait till they activated it. Oh, really? With the blue-black version? That sounds pretty cool. Did they give their creature indestructible? Oh, the double strike. Okay, I mean, that's fine. Doesn't do a whole lot. Take that. Okay. Puts us to 4? 4 is not very much. I mean, we gotta cast it, because we gotta try to win the game. It's the only way we're gonna win. I'm already dead to Burst Lightning, so may as well be dead to Lightning Strike too, right? Might have to try that, or see what the blue-black list look like. I do like this, like, shell. I like the blue-black shell more than the white cards in it. We're just dead. I mean, we can chump block. I guess we have... I don't think there's any sheltered by ghosts in the main. I think there's just one in the board, so I don't think there's anything we can draw here to save. Well, I guess we could draw another Nowhere to Run or a bounce effect. Let's block one of it. Go to 2. That definitely doesn't do it. Let's just live another turn. No, it doesn't, because we have to hit ourselves to play it. Too many points of damage from our land, I think, was one of the bigger problems there. Unfortunately, this is not the matchup for Nashi, so Nashi gets to go away here. I think we cut on an entity tracker and just try to win with, like, perma bouncing, Nowhere to Run. It's like the best shot we got. Nowhere to Run is incredible in this matchup, so we'll see what that can do for us. Oh, this hand's pretty good. We can start on Nightmare into Pixie Nightmare, which is always a really good start. Anytime you can eat 2 cards out of their hands, pretty good. Eat 2 cards, hit them for 4. V3 is what they're going to try next. Well, let's see what it looks like, shall we? Thundertrap Trainer, Shieldred. Oh, Arcane Proxy? I love that card. I don't think we can throw our Pixie away for free here. I know we're just going to get Monstrous Raged, but I think that this is what we're supposed to do. I like this list. This list looks sweet. Oh, they cut the Arcane Proxies, huh? For the V3. I do like Thundertrap Trainer a lot, though. 4 Cryptic Coat's a lot of Cryptic Coat. Misfigure Malicious Eclipse. I might give that a shot after a couple games of this. That list looks pretty sweet. Yeah, great song. Great song. I love it. Yeah, I think 4 coat's a lot. 4 coat is a lot of coats. I think I'm supposed to bounce this and this. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a good night. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Oh, thank you for the Prime sub as well. Thank you, thank you. I'm kind of surprised I didn't like Shelly. Shelly's been really good for me lately. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it. Alright, see where we can get here. Hopefully we don't just get burned out. Not a whole lot we can do about that. Yeah. Our beat stick is dead. I do love this card, but it is so bad against mono red. So incredibly bad against mono red. So time for the Nemi. I'd rather the Lightning Helix be going at my Silent Hall Creeper than my face, I suppose, at this point. Oh, boy. I think we're supposed to play untap land, pass, block with Restless Anchorage, and then bounce their thing when they try to either Monstrous Rage it or give it double strike with Burrow's Charm. Ah, that card's annoying. Standard, yeah, no, we found the lands. I would highly recommend Standard right now. I've had so much fun with Standard recently. It's been just absolutely great. Standard's in a much better spot than it has been in quite a while, in my opinion. Block there. I would like to put that back into your hand, and I would like to put this back into my hand. That was a pretty good draw. So we get to eat... We get to eat their... Slick Shot Show Off. We get a Fear back our Hopeless Nightmare. The question is, are we recasting it this turn? I don't think we are. I think we're saving it for next turn, saving us a point of life. I think that's probably better. There's a whole lot of things you can do in Standard right now, which is really nice. It's very, very wide open. Pretty much play any kind of deck you want to. There's good aggro decks, good control decks, good mid-range decks. Oh, man. We need to pressure them. I think we just have to accept that we're dead to like a Monstrous Rage or Boros Charm or things like that. Because we need to try to end this game. There's a lot more variety in Commander, I'll agree with that. You can pretty much do whatever you want, especially depending on, like, what the local area does around you. If there's a lot of players that play different things, or if there's a big community for it. 3. Can't swing for lethal yet, unfortunately. If that was an untapped land, we would have had almost lethal. Not quite, though. I mean, I think we're on attack with Anchorage. Hold back the 3-2 again. Puts them dead next turn. We just have to hope we don't die this turn. We just have to hope opponent bricks. Please brick. Yeah, we're trying out the Pixies tonight. Well, we died here. There's a little bit different list than what is more commonly running around. It's playing... it's kind of like a cross between the blue-black list I played a while back and the Pixies list, because it's playing Entity Tracker and things like that. I think Mono Black Midrange is a good starter for Standard. It's really powerful. It's got all the good cards from Green Black without any of the fluff. The only thing it misses is Glissa. Glissa's really good. It is. This one's more enchantment focused than... It also goes a little bit bigger, which helps in some matchups. Like, I like the Silent Hall Creepers a lot in the matchups that I think this deck has a hard time with. Problem is, I think this version's quite a bit worse against Mono Red, so I think we do need to fix that a little bit in the board. I think we do need to put some more Sheltered by Ghosts in. And I don't like Pest Control at all, so I think those are just going to come out for some more Sheltered by Ghosts. Probably should fit one Sheltered in the main, too, instead of this. The life gain from Sheltered by Ghosts against Mono Red is so big, and being able to take things out, I think, is necessary. Pest controls I've not been happy with at all. I do like the boarding into kaitos and cut downs and things, though. I think that's like a really nice advantage for this version over the normal list. Yeah, it is about all you can do, and sometimes it's not good enough anyway. It's the hard part with the mono red deck. Their really good draws are basically unbeatable. There's only so much you can do to try to secure that matchup up without shooting yourself in the foot for other matchups too much. Got to be careful for that. Oh, that's cute. I like that. Looks like it's probably the green-white, the aggressive green-white deck. Yeah, green-white tokens. That's what it's called. Oh, Shard Major Rescue wasn't the worst draw in the world. Do we want to play around them collectors caging us next turn, or do we care? That's the next question. Probably not supposed to, because we don't have anything good to bounce on our side with this town ain't big enough. We're putting ourselves in too big of a hole. I think I'm okay with this. If the game slows down a little bit, I think we're advantaged actually here. The Scoos. They're playing multiple Scooses in the main? That's interesting. Let's go ahead and shove some Storm Chaser's talents down here. Probably play 3 or 4 games with this, then we're going to switch over to the just straight blue-black list and see what we think about it. We've got, what, 2 critters in the graveyard on their side, if I remember right? Okay. No blocks. Go ahead and Scoos away, opponent. Bushwhack? Okay, they're playing a very different list than, like, the normal, just straight tokens list. So having a second this town ain't big enough is pretty nice. So we can, this town ain't big enough, back the Ooze and a Storm Chaser's talent and then swing in for 9. Swing in for 9 seems pretty good. We also could have just bounced both of our Storm Chaser's talents, but I think this is slightly better since we have another this town. If we'd drawn an untap land, it might have been better to do it the other way, just so we could have, because then we could have double Storm Chaser's talent this turn. That is a fish. Another Ooze. Nowhere to run is not a bad draw. I think I'm just supposed to attack. Let opponent make choices. Make your blocks, opponent. Then I think we are supposed to, this town ain't big enough, bounce both Storm Chaser's talents. And then when they put the trigger on the stack to grow their Scavenging Ooze, we know where to run it. I mean, if they're just gonna let us trade, I'm fine with that. I think they only have one more green source to grow their Scavenging Ooze with, so it'll end at a 3/3. No, I haven't seen Bushwhack in the cage lists either. So it makes me wonder if they're even... I mean, I'm sure they are playing cage, but... Also, Scavenging Ooze isn't one you see either. Usually, like, Regal Bunnicorn or the 2-mana Knight that grows when creatures come into play are, like, the 2 drops of choice. So what do we want here? We don't really have much for this. We could bring in the Sheltered by Ghosts. That'd be, like, the one thing we might want. But I don't even know if we want that. Probably better than a Shard Mage Rescue on average. Oh, Scooz, I'm never going to downplay someone for playing Scavenging Ooze. I love that card. That card is really powerful and just inherently good. It's just a good Magic card to have in your deck. It does a lot of things for you that are... Like, it helps shore up graveyard matchups. It gains life against the mono-red decks. That card is just real powerful. Sand doesn't do anything. If we had a second land, I'd probably keep it. But I think on one land we can't keep the single lander. Or one land we can't keep this. I don't think this is quite powerful enough. I like this hand better. Throw the Nashi back because we can't cast it, I guess. Nashi's like really good though. Might be better just throw the Restless Anchorage back. We draw a black source to cast Nashi, it's perfect. Yeah, I think we're supposed to do that. I am a little leery of the Otters right now because of how much mono red there is floating around. Because that matchup is really bad. And it's really hard to fix. I think your matchup against the... Like, you have a really good matchup against Domain and Blue-Black. Blue-Black is less good than Domain, but... With how much Screaming Nemesis and mono red decks are floating around, I would be wary to play the Otters deck, in my personal opinion. And I really like that deck. It makes me sad that I don't think it's quite good enough right now. It does. It crushes Domain. It does pretty good against the blue-black deck. I'd say you're favored most of the time, depending on how the deck's configured. The hard part is the mono-red matchup is so tough. I kind of just want to steal one of these Llanowar Elves. I think I like that better than doing any of these other things, since we can only cast... Like, we can Pixie this back this turn, which might be better, but I really don't want them to slam a 4 or a 5, this turn. Enduring Innocence. Looking like a real fool for putting that tap land on the bottom of my deck. Can I let them untap an Enduring Innocence? Because it probably doesn't matter that much. We go Pixie, Storm Chaser's Talent this turn, then we can't attack. Yeah, we just gotta bounce the stupid thing. Yep, I'll agree with that. The Arena Ladder's a little rough. There's so much mono red. It's probably a Nashi Optimistic Scavenger turn, and then hope we can weather the storm of them drawing a bunch of cards. Either that or we just end-step Entity Tracker. Actually, that's probably better. Let's just end-step Entity Tracker. We're going to have to start trying to go bigger than them, I think, if we want to win this game. Which is a lot easier said than done against the token deck. Okay, this tiny big enough is a good one. Let's go an Optimistic Scavenger, Storm Chaser's Talent. I think we're throwing a counter on our Lifelinker. Come on, good one. Untapped land does qualify as a good one. Kind of like just bouncing their 3/3 and our Storm Chaser Talent and attacking. I think I like that. See what they have. Pop Hatch Formation, destroy our... okay, that's fine. So get the 3/3 out of play and get attack for 7. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. That is very true. The ladder can be real rough sometimes. You get play against mono red 7 times in a row, 8 times in a row, and think that that's the only deck that's around. That was a pretty good Beza. Almost full value. Second Optimistic Scavenger. Only having one white source is a little rough, too. We can't, like, bounce our Sheltered by Ghosts and recast it if we want to. It does let him draw a card. We'll get the Enduring Innocence out of play. We're just on Nashi. Scavenger pass. Man, we're in such a good spot if we could have just drawn an enchantment that turn. Got our a little bit more card advantage going. I'll take the big old Beza hit here. Oh, there's the old Scoozy boy again. Oh, come on, deck. Getting real close to just being able to start casting Overlord of the Mistmoors, which is not going to be great for us. Dobie. Uh-oh. All the tokens have flying? Yeah, 2 turns in a row now. If we would have drawn any enchantment, would be in a really good spot. If we would just found like a Hopeless Nightmare or something. Or Storm Chaser Talent, honestly, any of them would be great. Still in the spot where any enchantment would be phenomenal. Hit me. I don't think I want to trade anything away yet. Oh, why are you doing this to me, deck? Go ahead. This is your white source, I guess. Oh, yeah, I forgot. That puts counters on tokens. We are so dead. No, not an enchantment. We have, again, not found an enchantment. Deck is here to teach us lessons. Nine, 11, 13. Well, goodbye, little otter. I'm bringing the third one of those. I think Nashi might be pretty bad here, actually. Just because we're pretty much never going to hit with a Nashi. But morale did not improve, was the problem. We didn't deserve enchantments that game. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. We're keeping Island over Underground River, so we don't hurt ourselves much with the blue. We have 1 black. Kind of sucks if we try a double black spell on a single turn. I think it's probably fine to keep. Nah, I think we're supposed to keep the Island. Okay. Might be better just for the double blue, actually. That might have been more important. I would like to murder your elf. Like to put it in the fire, actually. I think we are going to murder an elf again. I think is what we're going to do. Let's re-murder the elf. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a good night. Hope you're enjoying this stream. Alright, we're on killelf.deck right now. I feel like that's a reasonable place to be. Hey, they didn't play a card that turn. It's good for us. Beat down. We can pick up both enchantments this turn. Which I think we are probably doing. I guess bouncing. Actually, we're probably just supposed to bounce, token, bounce, nowhere to run. Nowhere to run, token. Put counter on flying critter, attack for 4. Oh, mono white overlords is never fun. True hopeless nightmare. I think we're supposed to animate the restless anchorage, throw the counter on the anchorage, and attack with the pixie and the restless. I suppose we attack with the optimistic scavenger as well. I guess what we're supposed to do. Okay, you say you kill the anchorage, but you still take 4. Ah, Bez is so good. Fear of Isolation is interesting. When you attack for 5 in the air, I guess we can attack for 5 in the air regardless, because we can get a counter with the fear and the hopeless nightmare, and then we have another 2/1 flyer. Yeah, that's what we're supposed to do.